Yo, what's up guys? Brumbles here with another video, and today we're going over best in slot elemental shaman PvP gear from Blackwing Lair. I'm also going to go over best in slot PvE gear from Blackwing Lair. I'm not going to go too in depth on it, but I definitely have something lined up for you guys, for all you PvE raider, elemental shaman raiders out there. I know there's only a few of you, not too many of you in the World of Warcraft, but don't worry, I won't leave you hanging. Also, guys, if you haven't seen my last video, which was my first video on this channel, I uploaded a PvP video. It's basically me just zapping people, getting big crits, you know? Um, so if you're interested in watching elemental PvP video, check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. You guys click it, check it out. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment. Um, Tell me if you liked it or whatever. Hit the like button, or and if subscribe if you want. Also, you can go to my Twitch.tv account at twitch.tv/brumbles93. Yeah, so let's go look at some of the gear that we can get out of Blackwing Lair, and we'll dive right into it. Yo, what's up, guys? All right, so we're here at 60upgrades.com, and here's the first set of gear that I have for us. This is the set that I like the most, in my opinion. I think it's really versatile, has a good amount. You have over 4,000 health. You have a ton of armor. You have a good amount of spell damage and a good amount of spell crit. So let's just go over the gear real quick. So basically, what you're going to go after is you're going to want 5-piece tier 2. And with 5-piece tier 2, it improves your crit by 3 with nature spells. And that's huge because most of our abilities that you're going to be using are nature abilities. Hence, lightning bolt, chain lightning, earth shock. Unfortunately, that doesn't help with our fire totems or our frost shock. But I really think having that 3 extra crit for your lightning bolts and your chain lightning is huge in comparison to the other set, which is still really good. It's a little bit more spell damage heavy, but you're not going to be as tanky as you would be with this set. So if you're wondering like why I have Choker of the Enlightenment and like the Dragon Slayer Signet and the Eye of the Orgrimmar, and the reason why I'm using these pieces is because I want this video to be realistic, right? So if you're a restoration shaman, like that's your main in raid, like I am, I wanted to keep this realistic. I mean, I know some guilds will allow you to roll on a Choker of the Fire Lord, but in most cases, I figured that most people wouldn't be able to roll on a Choker of the Fire Lord. So I wanted to give you something a little bit more on the realistic side. And same with the ring, like you're not gonna get if you're a Resto Shaman, you're not gonna get the ring of the spell power, like they're not gonna give it to you. I just want to go over everything. So obviously, you're gonna rock the helmet of the 10 storms. There's really nothing better for you other than off Neff. And again, you're most likely not going to get that helmet as a restoration shaman. I mean, if you did, I'm sure there will be shamans with it. And hats off to you, literally. See what I did there? It's a really nice helmet, and yeah. So you're going to be rocking the Helmet of the 10 Storms, which is really good. Has a ton of stats on it, and obviously you need it for the 5-piece for the 3 crit, right? So yeah, onto the next thing. Choker of the Enlightenment, really good neck, very easy to get out of at Molten Core. It drops off a lot of the bosses or most of the bosses, and usually the casters aren't going to bitch about it. You're not going to eat shit for taking a Choker of Enlightenment from the casters. So moving on, and the main reason why I'm using this one over the DM one, the Dark Moon Fair, is because this one has intellect on it. The other one only has stam and spirit, and I really like the intellect. So I think the Dire Maul one has 22, 23, or 24 spell damage, something like that. I felt like the intellect was a little bit more important for the crit. So then obviously you're going to be rocking the Deep Earth Spalders, which they drop off a couple of the bosses in Molten Core as well. Drop periodically in my run. Most of the time they just get DE'd, and they're really good. They have a ton of armor. You're going to be using these for a very long time, probably till 2.5, and then the ones off trash from that. So really good. Also, when it comes to a cloak, I mean, there's a lot of cloaks you can get. You can get this one from Altered Valley. I figured it was a universal cloak. I highly doubt you're gonna get a cloak of the Brood Lord. That's why I didn't even put it on there. And I mean, you could possibly get a saffron drape, but again, if you're a Resto Shaman like me, I didn't want to prioritize, um, like caster loot to Resto Shaman, so I just wanted to keep it simple. I use one from BRD. I think I use this one. I don't really know if people run BRD anymore, so I just figured get that one. So a pretty good cloak, whatever, right? So then the next item is Breastplate of the Ten Storms. This item is really good. I honestly, when I looked at it at first, I only thought it said 23 healing, but and ended up this was like the main reason why I ended up going with this build because it has 23 spell healing and damage, which is really nice, and it has a shit ton of stats on it, right? 31 in. I mean, that's a ton. That's crit right there. That's basically like one crit right there. And then it has a ton of stam, and it's got a ton of armor, and it goes with the set piece, obviously. So now, if you're wondering why I have these bracers and where you get them, you get these bracers from Warsong Gulch Exalted. I know what you're thinking, Brumbles. Why? Who's I don't want to get exalted with Warsong. That's a pain in the ass. If you're a PvPer, man, I mean, I don't expect you to get these, but they're really freaking good, man. And I'm gonna go over a couple things with this set that you can switch up because if you don't want to go after these, you can put on the tier 2 bracers, right? And then you can put on to keep the 5 piece, you can put on the tier 2 bracers, right? So tier 2 bracers, and then you would use um, where's the belt? It's off Chromagus. The Primalist waistband, which increases your damage by 20. So it's like you're gonna lose a crit, but it's whatever. So yeah, so we're gonna stick to our guns and get the Warsong Gulch Exalted ones. I don't even have these yet, but I will soon have them. Soon to be. And obviously our your weapon is gonna be Locomir. You're gonna be using Locomir till Nax most likely. This item is really good. Obviously you're putting 30 spell damage on it. There's no weapon out right now that contests the Locomir. Really good weapon. So if you can get this, get this. Obviously, it's one of your only options in Blackwing Lair. The next is the Red Dragon Scale Protector. Honestly, I just put this shield on because it looks cool and it's from Blackwing Lair, and this video is based on Blackwing Lair. If you have the Malasar's Defender, which is what I have, like I wouldn't worry about it. And I use Therazine's Touch, which is exalted from Altered Valley, increases damage and healing by 33. So like if I'm just chilling from the far, I'll have this on. As soon as a melee jumps on me, I'll switch to my Malasar's Defender. But for the video's sake, I just made the Red Dragon Scale Protector just because it looked cool. Next item, Earth Fury Gauntlets. This is given. Really easy item to get from Molten Core. And if you can't get these, if you're having some, bad RNG, you can always get the rank 7 ones. I know rank 7. I know if you're busy and you don't want to rank, blah 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 blah, and you're just looking for like a PvE. Uh, you're trying to get PvP gear in a PvE scenario. This obviously is not an alternative, so tier 1 would be for you. But I mean, the rank 7 ones and the tier 1 they're pretty identical. But I like the tier 1 just because of all the other extra stats on it, and I already have them. So yeah. So next so I figured this was a really nice belt to put in just because the stats and because of the one spell crit, and also I like the healing on it because as an Ellie Shaman you're not just, like I said, you're not just spell damage. You're throwing off heals and stuff, and it doesn't hurt to have the heals, and it also makes up for the 5 piece. And like I said, if you can't get the Warsong Exalted bracers, get tier 2 bracers, and then use the belt from Chromag. But you're still going to lose a crit. So next piece, the leg plates of the 10 Storms. I mean, this is like one of the main reasons why I stopped ranking, because tier 2 is basically rank 12, and I like the tier 2 because of the resistance on it. I know it's fire and well, it's just fire, but still, I mean, that's not the main reason, but the main reason why is they're so similar, like the High Warlord. And I know you still get like the the extra 200 health from the pant and boot bonus, but again, I just felt that I could do a lot more with my time in the game with other things. And like I started leveling a warrior, he's almost 60, and just more time to do stuff in real life. Again, this is just the PvE scenario to get PvP gear. But yeah, I really like you're going to be using tier 2 legs for a while. And then, yeah, tier 2 is really nice. 29 spell damage, 1 spell crit, real nice. These are like arguably the two best pieces in the tier 2 arsenal. And then the boots of the 10 storms, which drop off the third boss in Blackwing Lair. These boots, man, you're going to be using these for a long, long time. Basically till tier 2.5, which is a long time. And I really like these boots. There's really nothing good or bad to say about them. They fit the mold, and they also give you the 5 piece. Right then, rings, Dragon Slayer Signet. We're at the point in the game where I think people in their guild, most of you guys have the melee have the neck. So if you can try and get this ring, it's really good. I don't have it yet, and I'm trying to get this next time we do Ani. It's a really nice ring. Same with the Eye of Orgrimmar. Should definitely use this just because of the 18 spell damage. If you don't have a Dragon Slayer Signet, I would suggest either um, the Advisor's Ring, which I think is honored with Warsong Gulch. Really nice ring, 14 spell damage, 8 stam, 4 MP5. And the one off Rag. It's basically like a stat stick. It's really good. That's what I use right now. Where the hell is it? The Band of Sulphurus. It's really nice. Gives a lot of in and a ton of stam. Really good ring. If you can snag that up, it's a good ring. So obviously trinkets. It's really up to you on how you feel. So obviously I like the Eye of the Beast, or you could use Jed's trinket, Briarwood Reed, right? If you don't have Briarwood's Reed, you can get the Shaman specific one. It's like from Dire Maul, and you go and do the little quests, and it's only a couple spell damage difference. Um, Only 6 spell damage difference. And obviously, the bread and butter of Blackwing Lair is the natural alignment crystal. I mean, this trinket is the reason why you don't get the Toep. Because this thing is beast. Unfortunately, it does take 20% of your mana away, but it's a really good trinket, man, guys. It's really nice. And the main reason why I am not using the actually no, I think I would use. I don't know. Because this gives you 20% spell damage. I felt that having the crit would be better with the trinket, right? Because you're going to get 20% more damage. Like if this gave you 20% crit, then I would say, okay, use the Jed's trinket, right? But since this is already increasing I'm assuming it increases your spell damage. You want to have that extra crit, so you can get those big 2500s. Hopefully, then you get like a PI, get like a 3K or something. So it's really nice. I really like this set. So this is the first set. So let's just go over the stats real quick. So with this, you have 292 spell damage, um, and then you have 332 nature damage, right? Then you have this doesn't count the nature crit that you get from the 5 piece for some reason. So you're at, let's just say, 12% crit. With the 5 piece, you're at 15% crit with nature spells. So that's what I really like about this build, is having that 50. You basically just 15% crit, right? Really nice, and that's what I like most about it. Also, you have a ton of health. You have over 4,000 health, which is really nice. You have 5,635 mana. I'm pretty sure you have like, I think it's 5,500 armor, which is a shit ton. Like you're a beast, and I really like this build, guys. So yeah. So on to the next build. Okay, guys. So I'm here at the second set of gear that I wanted to show you. So the main difference between the first set and the second set is the second set you're going to be running Robes of the Volatile Power, which drops in a couple bosses in Molten Core, and you're going to be running the Primalist linked Wasteguard, which drops off Chromagus and Blackwing Lair, the second to last boss. So you're not going to be using the 5-piece tier 2 anymore. So you're going to lose out on that 3% nature crit. Now, the difference is here, you gain 0.70% crit with the Robe of the Volatile Power because it has true crit on it compared to the tier 2 chest that has like 30 intellect or 31 intellect, right? So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so here we go. Now with this set, with the Robe of the Volatile Power set on, you're going to gain 20 spell damage and 0.70% crit. Now you got to remember that the tier 2 5 set doesn't get added into the website. The website doesn't register the 3% nature crit for some reason. So you need to deduct the 0.70% crit that you would get with the Robe of the Volatile Power set from the Tier 2 5 set. So with the Tier 2 5-piece set, you would gain 74 health, 270 mana, you would gain a significant amount more armor, plus 376 armor, you would lose 20 spell damage, but you would gain 2.3% nature crit. Now, I know that they're both really close in comparison, but I still think I would roll with the tier 2 5 set piece. Now, here's the good thing. I think the Robe of the Volatile Power set is easier to get because you don't have to go after all that tier 2, like the chest and the belt, but you're gonna have to get the Primeless Linked Wasteguard from Chromagus, which usually isn't that hard to get. Usually there's only like one or two shamans that ever want it, but the tier 2, you know, all the shamans are gonna want it. You're gonna need to get the tier 2 boots still, which isn't that big of a bargain though, because if that's like the only piece of tier 2, you're gonna snag like the first piece, you know, if you're a loot council, you could be like, oh, I just want the boots, blah, blah, blah. The hardest piece and the easiest piece at the same time is the Robes of the Volatile Power. If you're if you're a healer, a Resto Shaman, I don't know if your guild allows Resto Shamans to roll on a caster item, even though casters, you know, this is kind of like a weird caster item where like they don't really use it. I know I've seen casters use it, but I know there's some other stuff out there, then go ahead and use this set because it is easier to get. But if your guild doesn't allow you to roll on the Robes of the Volatile Power, then you're only left with one option, and that's the Tier 2 5 set. I have literally reshot this so many times, I can't even count. Over 10 times because I explained it wrong, I said the wrong crit, and I'm an idiot, basically. But we're moving on, and I'm pretty sure, I hope to God when I rewatch this, that this is the final cut, and it makes it into the video. So, on to the rest of the video. So for you PvE guys, this is what you're going to be looking at for your best in slot PvE set and raid, right? So Mission Dares, which is off Neff, really good helm, Choker the Fire Lord, still using the deep Earth Pauldrons, really nice. Cloak of the Brood Lord off Neff. You're going to be rocking the Robes of Volatile Power. The braces are Arcane Accuracy because you still need hit as a Shaman. The Locomir, Mouser's Defender. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I feel like because you're kind of low on mana, I mean, you could use this or the one from Altic Valley. Either one, they're both really good. Excuse me. Tier 1 gloves, Mana Igniting Cord, really nice belt. 25 spell damage, 1 crit. And the main reason why I didn't use this in the other set is because, again, this is not going to go to a Resto Shaman, right? Like plates, tier 2 boots, Ring of the Spell Power, the Band of the Force Concentration. Again, you know, you're going to need that hit as a Shaman. Even though you do get the hit from spells. Still really nice. Notharian's Tear, 44 spell damage, 2 hit, and the Eye of the Beast. The main reason why I'm using this instead of Jed's Trinket is because you're using Notharian's Tear. It's kind of like an upgraded Jed's Trinket. So you have like 492 nature damage with this. So you're almost pushing 500 spell damage with this. Because you think about it, you're only going to be really using chain lightning or lightning bolt, right? And you you have a ton of crit, almost 14 crit. Good amount of mana. Probably going to need to pop a flask, obviously, to progress into, as a elemental shaman, you need to come fully consumed. I mean, you do the same thing as Resto, but you don't have to pop a flask to heal. I feel like maybe in the beginning, but as time goes on, you know. But yeah, guys, I hope you liked this video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of each set, if you like them or if you hate them. And yeah, hit the bell for notifications when I make new videos. Subscribe, like the video. Alrighty. Have a good one. Brumbles out. Peace.